Good evening. Manchester City are returning to the Etihad of the South after a very convincing 4-1 win. Well, what was convincing in the end? 4-1 win away at Southampton. Good evening, and everyone. Welcome to the Mancunian Way. Yes, we finally convinced. We've stuck 4 away. Not done that in a little while, have we? But yeah, I'm looking up as well because I have got ITV on now to go through the FA Cup semi-final draw. We are 9 minutes away, 10 minutes away or so to find out who we've got in the next round down at the Etihad of the South. Yeah, so good afternoon to all. Ali's in, Roman, hello, Sean, Jack, FIFA, Buxton, hello, you're all in. Hope you're all well and good and enjoyed that evening of football. So yeah, goals from Raheem Sterling in the first half, around about the 11th, 12th minute, got City off to a comfortable start after a funny 2 or 3, 4 opening minutes for the Blues, where it was generally all Southampton. And then a series of errors got Southampton back in the game through an Emerick Laporte own goal. And then second half.
Ooh, I think that's harsh to write it off as an Emerick Laporte own goal. I mean, it literally
I
was
didn't
an
say
Emerick
series
Laporte.
of errors. I said series of errors. Didn't I? From Jack Grealish, Gundogan to Rodri, all the way down to Zach Steffen. And yeah. And then Manchester City took over in the second half once substitutions got made. They were 2-1 up through a penalty through Kevin De Bruyne when Gabriel Jesus was deemed to have been fouled by Salisu, even though that has been replayed over and over and people are sort of debating that. Some are saying there was no touch, some are saying it was the slightest of touch, some are saying it was a clear penalty. But yeah, Kevin De Bruyne tucked it away nicely underneath the diving Foster. And then Phil Foden, banger, and a Mahrez goal.
Forrester.
That was Forster. Forrester. It's called Forster.
Fraser Forster. You called him Forrester.
I didn't. I said Forster.
No.
You said it.
John Stones is the greatest centre half of all time. I'll fight anyone who says different. I've got
I think him and Diaz are the same.
I've got a big question for you now, Martin.
A big question.
Well,
is it all our words?
It's multiple parts. We played Southampton at, what is it now, the St Mary's? It's not the Dell anymore, is it? But the St Mary's, right?
Yeah.
In the Premier League, a number of weeks ago.
Yeah.
What was it? 1-1?
1-0.
And we played them today and we beat them 4-1. Now, here's the big question for you. And I know that this is going to cause a bit of conflict internally because we have a desire to, one, win the FA Cup, and we both deeply respect it as a trophy. But would you have taken a win in the league against Southampton over a win in the FA Cup against Southampton? Yes or no, and why?
Are we looking at it as though the way everything's shaked out right now?
Look at it however you want to look at it. I've posed the question, you answer the question.
Yes, I would have took the win in the league over this. And everyone knows how desperate I am to win this competition. For me, the league is your bread and butter, as Brian Clough used to say, and many other managers, Ferguson and Bill Shankly and everything else. Yeah, I would rather have took the 3 points away rather than at home. Yeah. Because the way it's all shaked out now, the problem is I've got with the league right now is anything can happen in these 9 games. Anything can happen in that Liverpool game. I don't so much have an issue with the Liverpool game so much. The Liverpool game, I feel as though that will write itself out because it's a big game and we will turn up in big games. It's the other games, the Burnley's away, the Wolves away, the Leeds away. They worry me.
Yeah, but I'm that is good reasoning, sound reasoning, and all the rest of it. But I have to say that the respect I have for the FA Cup, I mean, as it clearly says at the top of the screen there, 150 years. It's the oldest
cup competition
in the world, and it's one of the finest cup competitions in the world, and it's been massively disrespected by TV fans and all the rest of it for too long. But it's more of a question about what we all got. I led the giddy charge at Christmas, thinking that we were going to be sensible and sign Haaland at Christmas, which we didn't. And I had us nailed on for the treble, the Premier League, the FA Cup, and the Champions League. And if you go all the way back to Christmas, you can't accuse me of what was Rob smoking. Now, three months into the new year, the gap with Liverpool's gone. The chances of facing someone like Liverpool in a semi-final or a final of the FA Cup have increased after we've now had the Champions League draw of the other week, where some people look at the Champions League draw and have argued that that's a favourable draw for City. Now, I take the opposite stance on that. It is favourable in the direct sense of we will likely win those games. You know, Atletico. No disrespect to Atletico, but we are better than them. But it would have been preferential to have got Bayern Munich over 2 legs or Liverpool over 2 legs instead of having to face them in a final. So we're now less likely to win the Champions League, and obviously our squad's decreased and we're not firing on all fronts and blah, blah, blah. So, as a City fan, as a long-standing City fan, my primary concern has always been domestic football, namely the actual Premier League itself, over anything. But I just...
Can I throw a question?
Maybe I'm panicking. Maybe I'm panicking a little bit.
Can I throw a question to you?
Maybe I should just be confident and say, yeah, we're still going to win the league and we're still going to win the FA Cup. Go on.
All right. If I said to you, let's take away January and December, how giddy we all were. Let's look at August. If I said to you, come March the 20th, we'll be a point clear at the top. We'll be in the semi-final of the FA Cup and the last day of the Champions League. Would you bit my hand off?
Well, no, because that's... I get what you're saying, and this is a little bit of an arrogant me coming out now, but that's where we should be, right? With the amount of money we've spent and with the development of the club, that's where we should be, right? That's the... Realistically, modern Manchester City, that's the minimum of where we should be every season, is it not?
Yes, but does football work like that? Because there's going to be seasons, Rob, where we're not in this position. If you know what I'm saying. There'll be a season where we end up in the 3rd round of the FA Cup and we get a shock, or 4th round of the
we had it not that long ago when we were both at Wigan and we and Will Grieg.
Well, I'm also thinking Nottingham Forest at home as well when they beat us 3-0.
I think Mark Armstrong in the chat there has just nailed on what my actual concern is. It's not the position, it's not the last 8, the semi-finals, first in the Premier League.
It's the way we're playing.
It's the way we're doing it, and it's the momentum of how we're doing it. I think, Mark, you've absolutely nailed it on perfectly.
It's like Ronnie Bieber just says there.
There's ways and means. You go back, man. You go back, right? We can do this all day and every day.
Of course we can.
2011, 2012, before we won the Premier League, we did not have any expectation that we were going to topple United. We did not have that expectation that we were going to do it, especially when we were, 8-9 points behind United before the derby. We'd already conceded that United are just United and we still got work to do to catch them up. Then overcoming that and beating them and winning the league came as a surprise more than an expectation. In 2014, under Pellegrini winning the league, we were still not the team we are today. Surprise more than expectation. There was no level of expectation. Right up until Pep Guardiola's 2nd season where we won the league, we won the cup, and we did, what was it in that season? Was it Liverpool or Monaco in the Champions League we got knocked out by? Monaco, I think, right?
Monaco in the first year.
There was
Monaco, Liverpool.
But when we got round to the 18-19 season, it was more about expectation than hope and desire. And that's where we're at now with Manchester City. And we can't help being like that as fans, and we can't help acting like that as a club. Manchester City and winning trophies is now an expectation more than a hope.
Yeah, I agree with you, but if what I mean, I can go back. You were there, and a lot of other people in the chat were there. Let's go back to the United semi-final. The euphoria and the celebrations at that full-time whistle was out of this world, wasn't it? It was like we'd won the league, the way we celebrated, just getting to a cup final.
Yeah, but everyone who knows this knows that the semi-final against United was and I mean this in all disrespect to Stoke City, it was a bigger game than the final against Stoke.
It was the final.
That's just the way it is, unfortunately.
No, what I'm saying is,
how you look at it, it was a bigger game. Toppling the United crown was bigger than beating Stoke in the final.
I still look at this on paper, because everyone looks at our squad and they all look at it on paper. And I still say to this day that our squad right now is probably the weakest it's been in a long time.
It's the weakest it's been since we were using Dane McAllis and Otamendi.
There was a lot of Mangala. There was a lot of debate Christmas time that, and it came from me. Me and you had private calls with some other people in here about where would you rank this team on at the Centurions and the Formidables, and I think that's been well and truly answered by now. So I think, personally, with this squad, I think it is quite a good achievement, and the FA Cup draw is about to happen, so we're going to stop in a minute.
Well, I'd just like, let me, before you start on the draw, which you would definitely here for the draw, but let me pose this to you, right? David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Prime Fernandinho, Sane, Sterling and Aguero versus...
Company.
No, I'm just talking about the attack. Forget the defence. That was the attack we had 4 years ago, versus maybe Mahrez, maybe not Mahrez, maybe Gabby Jesus. You know, Mahrez, Gabby, who knows? Mahrez has obviously scored the more goals and had bigger contributions. Then a false 10, either De Bruyne, Foden, Grealish at some point, Sterling at some points. Then on the other side, Grealish, Sterling. Then in the middle, Gundogan, De Bruyne, or Gundogan, Bernardo. The team of 3 or 4 years ago just absolutely just is leaps and bounds above what it is now. But the thing is, this is the incredible thing. We're still in the position where we're expected to be, i.e., last 8 of the Champions League, semi-final of the FA Cup, first in the Premier League. But we're doing it with a way different.
Right, well, the draw's happening right now, Robbie.
All right, I just want to put that to anyone who's watching and thinking about this at home. Compare those teams of 3 or 4 years ago.
We're going to be the home team with the first ball out, Rob.
Okay, City at home.
Number 2, Nottingham Forest or Liverpool.
Yeah, well, that was obvious. That's fine. That was obvious. I mean, there's 4 teams left, Martin. It was 50-50. So
Chelsea and Crystal Palace. Yeah, so it looks like, unless Notts Forest pull off the shock, we're going to be playing Liverpool in the semi-final.
The only problem that I have with playing Liverpool in the semi-final of the FA Cup is that it's literally now our season is almost going to be dictated by games against Liverpool.
Yeah.
The league against Liverpool at the Etihad, the FA Cup semi-final at Wembley against Liverpool, and more than likely the Champions League semi or final against Liverpool. So this is literally the strongest. This is the strongest that Liverpool have ever been, and arguably this is the weakest that City have been in 5 or 6 years. Let that one sit with you, ladies and gentlemen. Let that one sit with you. No, Martin, don't be downtrodden or distressed or anything like that. I'm just saying that this is the weakest City have been in 5 years and the strongest that Liverpool have ever been.
I mean, for anyone who's coming late, the breaking news is Manchester City have drawn Liverpool in the semi-final.
Hold up, let's not quite write Nottingham Forest off. Let's not write them off. It's Nottingham Forest or Liverpool.
Or Liverpool. I'm not going to write Forest off. The only thing I'll say is, I think it's a bad draw for a number of reasons. The one you just said, and I also think this is going to get so hyped up now. You're literally going to have the two, let's be honest, the two best teams in
But
the
this is how it was for years. I mean, go back to, was it 98 or 99 Arsenal
You're going
versus
back to
United?
United Arsenal games.
You know, that's what it was for years and years and years. It was
Yeah.
United Arsenal, semis, finals, blah, blah, blah. That's how it is, Martin. That's the way it is.
Yeah, this is like
and you know, and if not, listen, if Liverpool do beat Nottingham Forest, if they do beat Nottingham Forest, there are 3 or 4 games left in this season. Ultimately, there's the Liverpool game at the Etihad in the Premier League. There's a Liverpool game potentially at Wembley if they beat Nottingham Forest, and there's Liverpool in at least the semis or the final of the Champions League. Now, that's 3 or 4 games that are going to dictate Liverpool and City's fate ultimately this season.
Basically, the thing is here, one of us are going to stop the other one potentially winning a quadruple or a treble.
That's a big possibility, yeah.
So their quad is in our hands, and our treble is in their hands. This is what I mean. The expectation, and listen, we know where the media.
But basically, what this means is shit just got serious.
Yeah, this is now going to be for everybody else in this whole world. This is now the most exciting end to a season for them, because they're going to see the 2 best teams in England going head to head in every single competition there is. For us in Liverpool, and if Liverpool fans are seriously honest here, which they won't be, but they should be, is basically we're all going to have twitchy asses for the next 2-3 months.
Well, there's one thing that I would like to say before
Let's
we go.
Be honest.
No, there's one thing I would like to say before we go down to Wembley to potentially play against Liverpool, is that Liverpool fans at Wembley are disgusting, and I expect once again to be put into fights. So that's great. That's amazing. I always hate that. I do wish they'd respect the national anthem. I do wish they'd sing Abide With Me, but they won't, because, you know, they're Scouse, not English, and whatever. Yeah. And head-to-head, City versus Liverpool at Wembley, I think we've won 100% of the games we played them at Wembley.
The new one, yeah.
Yeah, the new Wembley, yeah.
I just look at the 2 squads and I think to myself, how about this? All comes down to a mentality issue as well. Because what you're going to get now, you're going to get Klopp and Pep playing ultimate mind games now for the next 3 months. Everything else is going to be noise. Our squad is 14, 15 players deep, quality-wise. Take the goalkeepers out. Not going to include Kieran Slicker.
Well, what have we got? What have we got now, Martin? Have we got a 2-week international break now?
Yes.
Now, this 2-week international break is going to make or break City. Is this going to be a case of Pep Guardiola's got too long to think about it, or is this the essential break that for the players' fitness that they need?
Potentially, I think this break's come at a good time for the players. I never think a break for Pep is a good thing. Which is then the other side of the coin of, I think, us playing Liverpool so many times in such quick succession.
I've never seen, I have to say, Martin, I've never seen you so downtrodden at a draw. I've never actually seen you watch City draw Liverpool,
because I know
potentially draw Liverpool.
Well, I know
we know what's coming aside from the actual football.
It's going to be so overhyped, and I think it's going to be so. Because, listen, I'm not just talking on the field. I know what's going to happen off the field as well. And I know what's coming. Rob knows what's coming. We all know.
I know what's coming. I have to fight him every time.
We know what's coming. And it's not that, but, you know, it's going to be literally fighting on and off. I'm a confident on the pitch. You know what? I'm not so much downtrodden, because I'll say this again. I couldn't give a shit about the Champions League. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm not going to lie and get all the way to a quarter and then a semi and then a final and go, right, I give a shit now. Because that's flip-flop. If we get knocked out of the Champions League, so be it. But I want to win the league, and I want to win the champion. I want to win the FA Cup, so much. And I think when it comes down to it, if I had to concede one to Liverpool, I'd rather than beat us in the Champions League final. Now, don't get me wrong, we've got to get there.
Mark's just asked an interesting
Madrid
question there, Martin.
He's not a given.
Martin.
Yeah.
Mark's just said something interesting there. Is this bigger than the United semi? No. And here's why.
No, because that was the lift-off point.
Here's why. That beating United in that semi-final shown that the Colossus could be toppled. One.
Yeah. And that was under Fergie, may I add.
And that was under Ferguson, yeah. And two, Manchester City versus Man United is always the biggest game no matter what. It's also the most unpredictable game no matter what. City versus Liverpool is way more straightforward. It's about who has the bigger bottle. Sometimes in a derby you can lose your bottle and win the game. We've proven that when we were crap. We had a lot. There were some times we played in the Manchester derby with 11 headless chickens and still won. Yeah. There are also times in the Manchester derby where we've played with 11 headless chickens and got battered. But c'est la vie, it's the derby.
I remember going in with.
And as a fan, beating United will always be more important to me than beating Liverpool. Always. I can't stand Liverpool for completely different reasons. They're massive hypocrites. And they get through more candles than fucking a coal miner in the 1800s, but...
You know, I don't want to... The honest thing is I don't want to whip it up on air and... Listen, what we've got to do is now, we've got to... This is now a mentality game. Because I think, potentially, Liverpool and City, let's take all the banter, the waffle, the hatred out. Between the two teams, they're pretty even. They've proved that for 3 or 4 years. They've been the benchmark in this league.
I would agree with you in part, but this is the weakest City you've been in 5 years and the strongest Liverpool have been.
If you look, for the last 3 or 4 years, it's been us and Liverpool. No other team's been smashing consecutively 90-odd points in a season like us and Liverpool have been doing. It was unprecedented when we hit 98 and they hit 97. It's like Klopp and Pep just push each other. They push each other so damn much. It's like one cat. Do you remember how Ferguson couldn't live without Wenger for a bit and Wenger couldn't live without Fergie? It's a bit like that. Klopp can't live without Pep and Pep needs Klopp. It's like they sort of need each other to push. Now, Adam Quinn saying, come on, Forest. I'd love Forest to win. And you know what? Don't knock Forest out because in a one-off game, you don't know what's going to happen. I'm just thinking with my head rather than my heart. Can we beat them in the league? Yeah, because we're at the Etihad. I'm more confident on the league. We're at the Etihad. I'm so confident. Liverpool strengthened in January. They got Luis Diaz. Make no mistake about that. We weakened down. They strengthened up. At one point, people used to say, take Mane out, take Salah out, and Liverpool are done. We said it. And now they've got Firmino, Diego Jota, and they've got Luis Diaz. They've got 5 very competent forwards. 5 probably top forwards. Liverpool right now probably got the best forward line in European football, if not world football. As a group, if you know what I mean, but as a group. With Mane, Salah, Diego Jota, Firmino, and Diego Luis, and Luis Diaz, whatever his name is. They've got 5 very competent forwards. We haven't. Next season, maybe. Right now, we haven't. So what we've got to do is, Pepper's got to use every trick in his box, open up every single box, get to the Etihad. It's sold out. We roll the team on. I've no doubt we can beat them at the Etihad. No doubt. Can we beat them at Wembley? That I'm not sure of. We'll have to see what happens if they get through. Champions League. It's like Jack Lee said to me the other day, we'll be the first team to lose 2 finals in a row. Generally, you get to a final, lose it, you go back the next year and win it, don't you? So yeah, personally for me, I mean, we are going to go on to today's game in a minute, but to me personally, we need to galvanise. This is going to sound real, and this is not me having a dig at anyone. Not digging Rob out, digging Chris out, digging anyone out. digging myself out even when I've done it. We need to get behind every single lad. For the next 3 months, we need to part the Grealish is crap, Sterling's crap, he's crap, he's not good enough. Because right now, what we need to do, we said something 3 or 4 years ago, the hashtag together. We now need to be that for the next 3 months. Because whether you like it or not, this is things, the shit just hit the fan. The shit just hit the fan.
Well, let's look at it game by game, Martin. Let's look at it game by game. Let's start by talking a little bit about today's game. The second part of the first half was City at the worst.
That's been City for the last 5-6 weeks.
And the second half, for the most part, was City looking...
Somewhat.
Yeah?
I'm going to say somewhat.
Now, do we want to spend 58 hours arguing about whether this 2-week break will be detrimental or good for the team?
Like I said, I think it'll be good for the team, but not for Pep, if that makes any sense. I think the players will enjoy it. Not sure Pep will enjoy it.
Can I just say, by the way, this is why the other night when all of the other waffle merchants were talking about Haaland and breaking videos about Haaland coming in the summer and all the rest of it, this should have really squared your focus away today. We're not at the summertime. We're not signing our saviour. We're not bringing new players in. What we've got now is what we've got till the end of the bloody season. You're looking at it right there on the screen pretty damn much. You know, Walker, Stones, Laporte, Cancelo, Rodri, De Bruyne, Gundogan, Grealish, Sterling, Aki, Zinchenko, Bernardo, Fernandinho, Mahrez, Foden. Add Diaz to that. That's it. There's no twisting. Edison, obviously. There's no twisting now. There's no stick. This is what we've got. This is what we've got to work with.
And now we do.
This is what we've got to get to the summer with, and this is what we've got to win silverware with.
And now we do take the EDS out. They can't be used anymore. This is now too big for them. And you might not agree with me, but sorry, it is. We now need full concentration to the end. There can't be one player in that dressing room who walks up to Pep in the next 3 months and goes, "Excuse me, boss, why am I not playing?" That is not what is required right now. What is required is full focus. Full focus. Full togetherness. Put your damn egos aside. So if Sterling wants to bitch and moan about not playing, do that in the summer. Park it for now.
It has to be. There has to be unity. There has to be absolute unity.
And I'll tell you, if I see one of them plays out on the piss in the next 2 or 3 months, I'm not going to do an Andy Tate and offer them all out.
But... Mark, you're quickly becoming one of my favourite people. Listen, you're talking to two old school City fans here with a lot more old school City fans in the chat. City getting to a final, City getting to a semi-final is worthy of celebration. We know that. We appreciate that. We accept that. That's where we're at.
Any trip to Wembley is.
But to Manchester City, the football club, outside of the fans, it is an absolute imperative that we nail on. You know, this is the minimum. This is the minimum point. Martin asked me 15 minutes ago if I told you we were in the last 8 of the Champions League and I told you we were at the semi-final at Wembley and I told you we were a point clear in the Premier League. As a fan, I'm over the moon with that. That's incredible. But as far as the club are concerned, that's the bare minimum. That's the bare minimum return on investment. So it's from what we do now until the summertime that matters. I don't want to talk about who we're going to sign in the summer. I don't want to talk about who's leaving in the summer. I want everybody at this football club to be rowing in the same direction and as one, because that is essential. That is essential from this point forward if we're going to do anything.
Part your egos. Part them. You know, I'm sorry for Delap and McAtee and all them, but I'm sorry. You're out of the team now. Come again in the summer and we'll have another look. I'm sorry. Might be wrong, but yeah. Because listen, the Champions League's not given. Atletico Madrid, as I said the other day on the Twitter space, this is good versus evil in a way. This is great football against anti-football. And in the way in the Atletico Madrid game, in a way, is going to be very similar to a Premier League game. Because Diego Simeone will set his team up to park the bus, get a goal on the break, and park up. So in a way, City will know exactly what they're going to get from Atletico Madrid. They know what they're going to get. The difference is, look at Atletico Madrid's team and squad. It is an exceptional squad. I know they're fourth in the La Liga. The 3 points are a point behind Barcelona at the moment. I know they're not having a fantastic season, but they still on their day have fantastic individual players. We're talking Griezmann, we're talking João Felix, we're talking Koke, we're talking Lamar, we're talking Carrasco, we're talking Oblak, one of the top goalkeepers in this team. So yeah. Anyway, should we move on to today, Rob?
I'm going to do a point was just raised by Neil there. The only difference is Atletico have a great forward line. And listen, let's stick our individual bias aside for a moment, shall we? Riyad Mahrez, he is what's that term that people use, Martin? Marmite.
Yeah.
Like it or not, he's our top goal scorer this season. Raheem Sterling, another Marmite player. Like it or not, he's our second highest goal scorer this season.
Jack Grealish right now, and you might not agree with me. Others love him.
I was in the middle of something
others
there,
do love him.
and you just killed it because you mentioned Jack Grealish. Look, at the end of the day, City on their day, we're not first in the Premier League by accident. We're not in the semi-final of the FA Cup by accident. We're not in the last eight of.
Shalom.
We're not in the last eight of the Champions League by accident. We're there because we have also got a potent forward line and a potent midfield and on the whole a great defence. We're there on merit. We've not got a bye to the final. We've not got there by mistake. Today against Southampton showed that the four faces of Manchester City. First 10 minutes, at it, pressing, 76% possession, get an early goal. Second half of the first half, switch off completely, coast, stick the foot on the clutch, forget what a gearbox is. Let Southampton just basically 2 passes through our entire midfield. Take 6 players out of the game. Get back into it. Second half, making appropriate substitutions, something that Pep Guardiola has not done recently. Gets us a 4-1 win against Southampton. A team, by the way, that we've struggled to take more than 2 points off this season. A team that we've struggled to score goals against. A team, and not only, the last 2 games that we've played, we've not scored a dime. So today, it was literally the 2, 3, 4, 5 faces of what Manchester City can absolutely be. We've shown earlier this season what we can be. You know,
I'll be honest with you, today sums up our whole... If someone said to me, I would just sum up your season, I'd say go and watch this game today. Because, like Rob said, first 2 or 3 minutes, we were asleep. Southampton were all over us. Then we woke up. Then we started playing some lovely football. Scored a good goal. Then fell asleep again. Mentality went out the door. Could have been 1 or 2 more down. They got an equaliser, which just literally through individual errors, which again has been part of our issue. Missed chances due to having not a number 9 in there. Got a penalty. And then we took over again. That is literally...
Neil's just said it again there, by the way. He's saying because Atletico have got such a good forward line, the game will be more open. It won't just be a flat back 10. That's perfect for us, Neil. That's perfect for us.
I disagree.
That means we can actually utilise Kevin De Bruyne. If we're playing against an open team, I'll fancy John Stones and Diaz defending against their forward line while the game's open. We've got Kevin De Bruyne tearing into bits across the line.
Yeah, but it's not Simeone's game plan. He doesn't do that. He doesn't do that, Simeone. Simeone literally is the anti-hatred of football. He hates football. He will literally... You look what he did against the Rags. Scored his goal, tried 1 or 2, and then say... That's what
you've got Harry Maguire in defence, Martin. You've got to score that goal against us if you want to play that way.
No, I agree with you. But what annoys me with Simeone, he's got all that talent, and I think he wastes it. And that's why Simeone, let's be honest, has never
That's his problem, not ours, mate.
But he's never gone and got a top job because of the way he plays football.
Well, we're not a recruiting agency, Martin. We're not
No,
looking
no,
to
and
replace Pep.
I know. I'm just saying to Neil, I respectfully disagree with him because I don't think it will be a good game. I think it's going to be a very dogged game, in the mud sort of game. And that's why I said I think we'll win at home. I think we'll draw away. But let's go back to today, the substitutions. Today shows substitutions make a bloody difference when you use your squad, Rob. Use your squad. We could all see Grealish, Jesus weren't quite. I know Jesus won the penalty, but we could all see they were not quite having their days today. So you bring on Foden, you bring on Mahrez, and what happens?
Listen, I agree, Martin, but I mean, Jack Lee's just said there, our next 5 fixtures are Burnley, Atletico, Liverpool. Jack Lee, we've been here before, mate. We've been here the last 4 or 5 seasons, pal. I don't want to be arrogant, but we've had harder fixture lists than that, mate, and come through the other side of it.
Can somebody just remind me? Didn't we play Liverpool 3 times when we got knocked out of the Champions League?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Didn't we have them 3 times then as well?
Yeah, but they beat us, Martin.
Oh, Wardy's been down today, so I hope he's had a good day. I hope he's had a lovely day down there in the sunshine.
Yeah, our squad is far weaker now, Jack. I've been saying that, mate. I don't dispute that, but I still think that there is enough talent in our team with the right team selection to do the job against any of those teams. I mean, let's go back 2 or 3 months to when we played Liverpool at Anfield. If it wasn't for lazy defending from João Cancelo, and if it wasn't for poor goalkeeping from Ederson, we were taking 3 points off us. We were taking 3 points off Liverpool. I know that it's if. I get the whole if side of things, but still, we rectified those mistakes at the Etihad and we beat Liverpool comfortably. We were by far the better team in that game at Anfield. By far the better team.
You look at Liverpool got away with 2 or 3. West Ham at Anfield. Martinelli the other night with an open net. That luck is not going to ride forever. As we have found
the West Ham game. I mean, if you think that Raheem Sterling's a bad finisher, look at the West Ham game versus Liverpool. West Ham Liverpool. West Ham should have won that game 68-0.
Have you seen Liverpool's fixture list coming up? They've got the Rags. They've got Tottenham. And I think they've got Chelsea. The Rags are still fighting for top 4 because they have to now. And we've seen when United need to turn on, they'll turn on. So it's not done and dusted yet. They can drop points. The only thing is this is all down to mentality now. It's all down to mentality. It's got to be together. Part your egos, part your agendas, and let's all be one. Let's all be one now. Because we've got one hell of a run now. We've got, I think it goes Newcastle, or is it Newcastle or Burnley or whoever, Atletico, Liverpool, Atletico, and then I think, looking at it, Rob, it's Liverpool again. So 4 fixtures in a row, Atletico Madrid at home, Liverpool at home, Atletico Madrid away, Liverpool Wembley.
I'd rather literally be together than figuratively be together, Chris. Maybe it's because we're figuratively together at the Etihad why there's so many empty seats. Jay Ward, Jay Junior, Wardy Junior. Yeah, if they win 19 straight games, then they deserve it. If
me auntie had balls, she'd be my uncle. Let's just stay together. Today was a great win. A great win. Was it a great performance? In patches. And Chris is bang on. It was a 5 out of 6 out of 10 performance. We pushed ourselves over the line. But we never know. We're talking Forest might absolutely put one up on them today. And then we sat there going, oh, right, okay. But then we don't do the other side and go arrogant. Oh, it's only Forest. Beat them easy. Because Forest, tremendous club with a rich...
So say that to the look on your face 20 minutes ago when you saw the draw, Martin.
Did I give it away? Right. Oh, Martin's just shit himself.
Look, this is Manchester City Football Club right now is a building site. There's a lot. There's work to be done. There's work to be done on the field. There's work to be done off the field. As I've said it before, let's completely forget about what we might do in the summertime because that's completely pointless and a total conjecture.
This is why I don't give a shit about Ireland right now, and that sounds awful.
You know, do you trust Ederson with your kids? Yes. Do you trust Kyle Walker? Used to. Do you trust John Stones? Of course I do. I'd stalk him if he'd let me. Do you trust Emile Laporte and Ruben Diaz? Of course you do. Apart from Laporte secretly wearing a Barcelona shirt under his City shirt. Do you trust João Cancelo? Absolutely not at left back, but at left midfield, yeah, sure. Do you trust Plodri Rodri? Yeah, if he's in a midfield with Gundogan and Bernardo. Do you trust Kevin De Bruyne? Of course I do. He's always there in the big games. He is the absolute big game player.
Just
does not play well against a compact press. Do you trust Bernardo Silva? Yeah.
Yeah, but he's got a Benfica shirt underneath.
Great, let him have that because we're signing Conor Gallagher in the summer. Do you trust Jack Grealish? Not really. Do you trust Raheem Sterling? 1 in 10. Do you trust Gabby Jesus? Consummate professional. Do you trust Nathan Ake? Taylor Howard-Bellist. Do you trust Alexander Zinchenko? Absolutely. Do you trust Fernandinho? Yeah. Do you trust Riyad Mahrez, top goal scorer? Do you trust Phil Foden? Yeah, apart from when he's got a fire extinguisher in his hands. Look, I'm fine with it. We move. Martin, in 5 years' time, mate, if we lose every single game now until the end of the season, you're not going to top yourself, are you? You'll still be alive in 5 years and you'll still celebrate City winning trophies.
Listen, I've seen things that 20 years ago, me and Rob thought, if you'd have come up to me and Rob and Chris and other people and Ronnie Beaver and gone 20 years ago, by the way, you're going to see 5 league titles, 5 league cups, and you're going to see, 2 FA Cups and a few charity shields. And they're gone. Yeah.
And you'll see United fighting for the Europa Conference.
Place. Oh, and you'll also got to a Champions League final. And they're gone. Yeah, what are you smoking? So if we don't win another trophy ever again, I'm happy. That's one thing I'll always give Big Steve. He was bang on when he said from Barnsley to the Bernabeu, we would not swap our journey for anybody. Anybody in this world football I wouldn't swap my journey with. Because it's been one hell of a ride. We just know it ain't over. And this is why we say sometimes it's not the end result, it's how you get there. It's the journey you take. It's like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. She got to the Great Oz.
Where the fuck are we going here?
No, she got to the Great Oz and he was a load of crap and he was a man behind a curtain. But she enjoyed the journey.
Spoiler alert.
If anyone hasn't watched Wizard of Oz. So there you go.
Just be calm. Just be calm. Do some drugs. Be calm. It's fine.
No, don't do drugs. Stay alert.
Why not?
I'm not taking you to Wembley if you're doing drugs. You can get a coach. Oh, you're not allowed. Jay knows what I mean. He's laughing right now.
I didn't throw up on a toilet.
Jay,
listen, at the end of the day,
Wembley, not a coach.
At the end of the day, City will win trophies. City won't win trophies. Who gives a shit? At least Jamie Pollock's not in the midfield anymore.
Dear me. Yeah. All right, everyone, go and have a lovely evening. Go and enjoy the Liverpool Forest game. We're through. Listen, semi-final. We're going back to the Etihad of the South. We even get to choose our own dressing room. Is it the West or East? I can't remember which dressing room is our favourite one. But, we'll pack it out. We'll go down there. It'll be a fantastic day. We're looking around about April 16th, 17th for that weekend. So it's not far off. Just enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Final thoughts, Martin?
Great win. Okay performance. And you know what? Sometimes we're at the business end of the season. Right now, performances I don't care about. If you asked me 2 months ago, yeah, I cared about performances. But right now, I'm all about the results. I am all about the results. And right now, we've got the result we needed and the result we wanted. In 2 months' time, 3 months' time, we ain't going to look back and go, yeah, but we played really well against Southampton. Or we played amazing against Palace. Or we played amazing against United. You look at the 3 points and you look at the scores.
Oh yeah, what's the thing you remember most about the season with Giovanni and Alano?
Exactly. Giovanni, goal against United in the derby, 1-0.
I mean, that's what you remember, innit? Winning the derby. Now we remember winning the trophies as well as winning the derby. So
there is no 20 tonight, Chris. I'm sure you mentioned this already.
He has already. I think he's, I don't know, he's either smoking crack or he's on a wind-up. Yeah, there's no 20 tonight. Nobody watches it. Tried my hardest, but whatever.
It will be back next week. Yeah. Go and watch the Forest and Thing game. By the way, just before you go, the 25 people on, please give at Horsey City a follow. My Twitter page, the Mancunian Way. Tonight, 10 o'clock, we're going to go at 10. We're going to do a Twitter space. So, and I want people to come and talk in it. If you want to listen, fine, but I would love you to come and talk in it.
Oh, it's amazing, Martin. Apparently we've lost 2 subscribers today, so that's perfect. It's always wonderful when you get petulant little fucking cockwombles unsubscribing and subscribing all the time. Awesome. Cool story, bro.
Yeah, thank you for that. 10 o'clock tonight. Please come out on Twitter Space, have a chat, all things Manchester City. We'll talk about Forest, Liverpool. We'll talk about the season. I want to hear your thoughts. I've done my talking for 4 hours. Come and give me your opinions. Come and tell me, am I talking bullshit? Am I talking crap? Come and tell me. Let's have a nice debate. Let's have a chinwag. Yeah. 10 o'clock tonight at Horsey City. We're going to get the MySpace. I'm going to tweet it out in about an hour or so. So you're ready. Come and have a chat with me. 10 o'clock tonight for about 45 minutes to an hour. And we'll get some more of these going as we're going along. But yeah, thank you, Andrew. If you want to come and have a chat, come and have a chat as well. Jack Lee, don't go to sleep tonight, mate. You're coming in, I hope so. Dupes, you come and have a JSOS. We'll see if we can get Robin. No, I'm only joking. Robin, Batman's in charge tonight. Robin's having a night in.
Cool story, mate. Right, anything else to say about the actual football instead of advertising your BTEC Twitter space?
Yeah. We won 4-1 in third gear. So, on we move. 2-week break now. Get nice rested up. Because what we've just found out is shit's hit the fan. We've got 3 months of absolute hard graft, but world-class football to come. If you didn't think this season could get any better, it's going to end with a bang.
Just so you know, if you're one of the people that subscribes and unsubscribes and is just a bellend and doesn't want to be here as part of the family and part of the journey, I really do wish that I could come round to your house and smash your fucking head until your skull caves in. That is my absolute wish in this life. Because I think you're a cunt. Bye!
See you at 10!